Hello and welcome back to Hollowponds Solo Sagas. So we are playing today, we will be playing our 13th episode of Forbidden Lands. Yes, we will. And tomorrow you have a special, which I'll release tomorrow because of that awful session. I felt it was an awful session of Cyberpunk last week. And so I've recorded a special sort of discussing if your session goes bad. Thought I'd push that today. That will come out tomorrow, tomorrow. So, Forbidden Lands, where were we? We have been exploring, I'll do a quick recap, I won't take as long as normal, and then I'll thank everyone for being subscribers. So we have been exploring our Dwarven Prison. We've seemed to have found a first floor and some stairs going down. And downstairs we found a trapped door which had an hallucinogenic poison. Now I'm not too sure if I did that right, and we were supposed to, once they got broken, do death saves. I have a sneaking suspicion that they should have been rolling death saves and I didn't do that. We have a corridor that goes around the corner. I also realised who wouldn't have at least had a peek around this corner whilst checking these doors. So we will also roll what's around this corner, but we have 4 doors. We know this door is trapped because we found the trap, and the trap is a pit trap inside the room just beyond the door. We discovered that. This is locked, this is locked, this is unlocked. We haven't opened it yet. There's the 3 of us, Taylene, Nemena and Sister Nivea, and we're all down here, but we'll roll that first. So we will be going round that corner first, and we'll roll to see what is around the corner. Now how you do that is you go into the Games Master's book and you roll the type of room with a d6, and we will get around that corner is a 5, which is a hallway. So the corridor continues down with another hallway, and we'll just have it end in, we don't know what happens at the end. It might end in nothing or it might end in something else. We'll see what happens at the end. And we'll see how many doors are in this hallway, which is not the Games Master's Guide. This is then we turn to the expansion. Doors down that end of the corridor. 7 is, we can see 1 door, 1 to 3 on the left facing, 4, 5, 6 on the other, 1 to 3 is down here. So just around this corner, we can see 1 door here. We won't roll to see if it's locked or not yet, or shall we? Well, we'll roll to see if it's locked. It is 2, it's unlocked. But we're still going to do this one here. So the team is going to gather around this door. They will listen at the door and see if they can hear what's inside it. So if there is something alive, we might get a kickstart. Head start rather. So listening would be a scouting roll. We have Taylene is our lead scout. She has 5 for wits. We have 2 for scouting, and everybody else is going to assist by being quiet and not asking questions or breathing heavily. So we'll give them +1. I'm throwing around the dice mood today, obviously. Okay, 1 hit. 1 hit is all right. So they listen at the door. And if we hear something, we will be able to, if there's something in there, we'll be able to react to it. Now, we'll roll to see if we have an encounter. So then we'll roll to see what's behind the door. No encounter. So what I'm doing is, because each shift is 6 hours and each turn is 15 minutes, this will then track a shift, and each hour we see if we have an encounter, and then if we do, then we circle it because we had a random encounter there, and if we don't, we just cross it out. So we're into hour 3. We've listened at the door. Can we hear anything at the door? We're not too sure. So next we roll on the room contents, which is from the expansion book, which is 2d6. We have a 5. A 5 is nothing. So we're listening to the door and we can't hear anything in the door. The door is unlocked. So we will open the door, and behind the door we have a 2, which is a corridor. So that door leads into a corridor. So this will lead into, I'll erase the word unlocked because we know we've gone through it. We have a corridor which will lead through this door coming down. We will say to our Oracle, just one card Oracle, is it a long corridor? Yes, and it is a mid-tier, so it's a double length corridor. It's not like super long, but it is longer. And then we can see how many doors are in this corridor. 10 is 3 doors. We will say it ends in a door. And there is 1 door in the middle of each side. We will consume 15 minutes as we move into this room, and then we will check each of those doors. So it's seen as though whenever you go in adventuring, it's assumed as a solo player, you are moving slow enough, you are searching and checking for traps. You don't have to specifically say each time we search for traps. It's assumed that you're not just sort of bumbling around going, duh, 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 duh. You're actually looking and taking your time looking for traps. So the team are doing that, although we should really be rolling for torches each hour, and we did just move into a new hour, so we will roll everyone's torches before we roll this room, because they are running low on torches, and we might want to head out to go and either purchase more torches or see if we can source some in the surrounding areas. So we will go through. So what order have we got here? We've got Sister Nivea, fine. Namena, fine. Taylene, fine. All their torches are still going fine. They're still keeping the torches flowing quite well. Right, we move into this room and we'll check all of those 3 doors. So, first off, the door to the, where are we here? We'll do the left, then straight ahead, then right. So left is 2 is unlocked. Straight ahead is wide open, so we'll do that one first. So the door at the front is not a door, it is an opening. And to the right is locked and trapped. So we get to roll, so we will roll scouting and see if we can detect that trap on that side. 2 for scouting, 1 for assistance. 1, 2, 3. Oh, I took 6 dice. 5 dice. 1 hit, 2 hits. So we found it. So we know that we know the one on the right is trapped. We know the one on the left is unlocked, and the door ahead of us is open. So we are going to move forwards sneakily. So that would be stealth. So Taylene is going to, I've got a funny feeling there's something in there. So Taylene is going to sneak forward stealthily. 1 hit, 2 hits. With 2 hits, we'll cross off 1 15-minute period, and she is going to listen. She hasn't got the other 2, they're staying down the end. 1 hit, 1 hit for listening. I have a feeling there's going to be something in this room. So next we then want to say what is behind that doorway, which is rooms in the dungeon. If it's another corridor, we are going to ignore it and keep going until we get room or stairs. 1 is a corridor, no. 4 is a room, right. Roll once on the room contents. Where we have over here, room contents. So we've snuck up to the doorway. We're gonna lean in. Now we roll 2d6. 8, nothing, okay. So there's a room, this opens up into a room. I might do it as a, we'll see how many exits are there from this room. So we've snuck up to the edge here, we've listened to the door, we've listened in the opening, so she wouldn't have taken the torch, she'd have left the torch with them, snuck up, listened, can't hear anything, so we're signalling for the other 2 to come along, and as they come through, the light will stream through and it will open up that room and expose. Oh, it's a room, isn't it? We know it's a room. What we want to know is how many doorways come out of the room, so then we can work out how big it is. 8, 1 door. Alright, so we're going to say, I like the idea of this being a circular room for some reason. So it's a circular room. There's one door. Because there's no edges around here on the map, we're going to stick the door here. Now let's roll some keywords for what's inside this room. So it says there's nothing, there's no contents. We could do a search and see if we can find something in this room, because there might be something. We haven't found anything in a while. Let's do some keywords and we'll see what this keywords come out as, and then we will decide. So theme oracle, and then we'll decide if there might be something in this room and do a search. So we'll do three theme oracle words for this room. So I did shuffle those cards. So what do we have? We have a king of clubs is perspective, okay. 10 of spades is failure, and then we've got an ace of spades, clarity. Why would they have, so on my instant sort of thoughts is a sort of observatory type room. Now they did have these sort of rooms in the Victorian times where you go into a house, go into a building, and there'd be like a lens in the roof that would project a view of the outside onto the walls, if I remember rightly. And I think it was upside down, and you could see like people walking around outside. They didn't know that you could see them, but the mirrors or something, or have a vague recollection of something like that existing in Victorian London as a sort of a thing to, I can't think of the word, but as an attraction. Maybe some of the dwarves during that time built something down here. I like perspective, and clarity gives me that sort of thought. Failure would be that it's empty and it's broken. Let's see if it is like that. Can we still see outside? Yes. Okay. So as we come into this dark room, it's actually, there's a faint light, and we can, if we search around, let's give them a scout roll, and we'll see if we can expose. Might be able to see. So all together, they're going to see if they can search the stuff. There's stuff in this room. There's lots of broken glass, bits of metal work. None of them are really technically minded. They do have some crafting skill. I think Nemena has crafting, and Nemena has 1 point in crafting, as does Sister Nivea. So Sister Nivea and Nemena might be able to do something if we can roll. So they're going to hunt around basically and see what they can see, because they can see some images moving on the walls. What do we have? We have one here. One hit. I'm happy to give one hit is enough. That they're going to find. So they're starting to knock stuff and move stuff around, and they can see that on the walls there's some images and some light, faint light, and then we will have Nemena and Sister Nivea are going to say, do you know, it says Nemena, do you know, Nemena Iron Arm, do you know, I think there's something going on here. Sister Nivea goes, I've seen stuff like this, darling, before, and I think this could be one of them sort of ocular things. I can't remember their name. Someone will stick it in the comments below, hopefully, if you watch this video. And they're sort of like projection things. I can't remember their names, darling. And they're going to see if they can have a fix and see. So what's crafting go under? Crafting goes under strength. So we will. We'll definitely have Nemena taking the lead on this with 1, and then Sister Nivea is assisting. Taylene is sort of like just going to hold a torch and try and keep out of the way, and then we'll knock 15 minutes off. They need 1 hit and they'll get it to work, and then maybe they'll find something and we'll do a roll. No, and they're loath to push it because we've got a 1 there. So they spend 15 minutes trying to move things out the way, rebending bits of metal, and they snap a few things and they don't really get it going, but they can see that it could be at some point ready, it could be made to work, but where'd be the advantage in that? Was that door on the edge locked or unlocked? We never rolled it. So they'll check that door on the edge of this circular room. 5 I think is locked. 5 is locked, so that room is locked. The door on that side is locked. Maybe that's a... Alright, so let's do a search. We're going to roll a scout and see if they get a hit to find anything in this room. And then I'll knock another 15 minutes off. Ooh, 3, okay. Okay. All right. I think I know what I can find. Key. So they're hunting around in this room, and they're gonna find a simple find and a key. And the key is gonna be on a keychain, which is next to. Let's do a roll for the simple find, and then we will see what the key is next to a thing on a thing sort of thing. We'll do simple carried finds. So not a simple finds in a lair, but just simple carried finds. So this is stuff that someone has left behind in this room. So the technician or someone brings. 31 is 2d6 copper coins. There's 4 copper coins and a set of keys. Who's carrying the money? They have no money left at all to their names. Okay, they've got 4 copper coins. We'll give that to Taylene. 4 copper coins. And they found a key. A bunch of keys. They found a bunch of keys. So maybe there's a percentage chance that the keys on this might open some of these doors. So they'll try one of the keys and it will fit. Well, let's do another cross off. They've spent a good 45 minutes searching this room trying to get it to fix. No encounter. So we will go that they've found some keys. We could ask the Oracle, but I think the keys in this room and that being a locked door, the key fits in the lock and it will unlock that door. We will listen at the door just in case anything is behind the door. Collectively, everyone being quiet, we get 2 hits and then we will see what's behind the door. A 3, which I think is a room. Oh, it's 2d6. Sorry, do excuse me. It's not a d6. That's yeah, no. A d6 is, isn't it? A 3 is a room. So there's a room behind there. Then 2d6 for the amount of entrances to the room, or what the contents is. Contents of the room. Uh, 6 is nothing again. Exits from the room. 3 is none. So what we've got is we've got a storeroom, which is what I was imagining anyway, is that there's a little storeroom off to the edge there. So we've got the keys. I will say that there stacks of stuff. This room wouldn't have been, this is likely. So we take the highest of these 2. Is this a storeroom and is it still intact? So is it a storeroom? Yes, I've decided. Is it still intact? Highest? Yes. King? Yes, very much yes. So there's stuff inside this room. So we will give them a roll and we were going to give them an automatic, probably only one person can fit into this room so they don't get a plus because it's not that big. It's like a storeroom, like you wouldn't be able to easily get 2 people searching in there, so I'm not going to give them a bonus slot for the searching. So they've already got 1 hit, 2 hits. So they find 2 useful things in there. So we will give them 2 rolls on the useful things, but they can have it as the lair useful things. We will give them, let's see, is one of them precious? Yes. Oh, okay. So they can have 1 precious thing from a lair, which is 46, and 46 is a golden cradle worth 3d6. It's heavy, it's big golden cradle worth 3d6. It covers 3 slots, which I think we will say, we'll roll 3d6, and if it's a lot of cash, then it's 3. If it's less cash, so basically if it's less than a d6, if it's 6 or less, it's 1 slot. Yeah, in 6s. So in 6s, every 6 that it crosses over will be an extra slot. So what have we got? We've got 10, which is 2 6s. So that's 2 slots for the golden cradle, which is worth 10 gold pieces. So they're going to be going, ooh, oh darling, that's really good. We're really starting to find the things now. So what have they got? They've got a 10 gold piece gold cradle, 1 gold piece silver statue, 5 gold piece gold crown, 17 silver piece religious icon. They could do with a few more things and then head back, flog it, and see what else. So I said they could get 1 other thing from in here. So is this another precious find? Yes. Okay. All right. So it's another precious find. So we will go 52 for a precious find in a scepter with gemstones, 4d6 light. So it's not necessarily a scepter, but it's a thing like a scepter. It's light, worth 4d6 of gold, which we've got 15 gold's worth of scepter. This grave robbing is starting to pay off. We might be able to get some stuff. We could be able to we could actually sleep in a bed. Alright, so that's in this bit down here. We can then come up to these two bits here. That is unlocked. We could search this and come back round. But we are now, where are we? Time-wise. We now got a roll to see if, oh no, there was no encounter for that, so we've done that. So we're in the 4th hour. We've got 45 minutes of this hour left, so we'll backtrack round. We'll say that takes 15 minutes. And we'll have a listen to that locked door. So we've now moved through. So when we started, we were just at hour 2. We've finished hour 3, and now we've done an hour and a half of adventuring around in the dungeon. So next, we need to find out what is behind that door. We will do another listen at that door. Everyone keeping quiet, hailing, listening tightly. 1 hit, 2 hits. 2 hits listening at that door. So if there's something behind it, we will know. It's unlocked. We will prepare ourselves. We will open the door, which is a roll on room contents. 9. 9 is inhabitant. Interesting. Let's see if we can find. So it was unlocked. We've got an inhabitant. We were listening to the door. So we've not done this before. Inhabitant. We'll see if we can get it to work. We've got. We pull a card, and then there's a list of inhabitants within the book, and we can find out what we've got. So we have a 9. A 9 is a Saurian, S-A-U-R-I-A-N. It's got a plus. Add an underground water feature to the room as appropriate for this creature. All right, well, let's have a look and see what one of these is, and then we'll decide whether we're going to use it if it fits this room. Otherwise, we'll move on. I mean, we could have this as being, if it's got water features, it could be like the bath area of this room. So there's some water in here, and one of those is basically moved in to the area. So give us a second, I'll look it up and I'll decide if we're going to use it or roll again. All right, so yes, we will use Saurians. So what I was just looking, I spent ages, sorry, you wouldn't have, luckily you don't watch me do it, but I was hunting for tables to try and find, I don't know, I'm positive, I think I've seen a reactions table, an NPC reaction table, but I don't think I've found one, but I can use the helpful hazarded table. So basically what we've got is we've been listening at the door, and we can hear behind this door here, where was it? It was the unlocked one. Oh no, it's this one here. Behind this door here, we can hear some noises, some sort of water running, and some noises. And what I've decided is there's a room. It was a washroom, and the end part of the room has collapsed, and there's water running around this area, so it's wet and marshy. Now the Saurians are basically lizard people. They like to explore and they like to trade, and so they stay away from people. But we would have heard some weird sort of speech that only uses A, E's, and U's, and some of their own consonants. Some very clicky noises coming from in there. Now what we're going to do is we will say, so there's 3 of us, so we'll just say there's 3 of them behind there. They normally use sort of tridenty spear things, so they can have those. We'll just have them standard, typical Saurians. We won't alter them very much. But what I wanted to know is what their reaction to us was going to be. I also, whilst trying to find these things, I've decided that if we find a 3rd level of this, we're going to put an artifact down there. Now, I don't know whether we might use one of the artifacts. We might just grab one of the artifacts that might fit this from Raven's Purge, the campaign, and we'll stick that in here, which might then trigger our move towards Raven's Purge in a longer term fashion, or we might generate one. But if we can find another set of stairs down somewhere around here, there's going to be an artifact down here for some reason. We'll MacGuffin it in. But, so we can hear this clicking behind the door. Now what we're going to have is we will have the three of them make a lore roll, if they've got lore, and see if they can do it between them. So I think, so Taylene definitely has lore, Nemena does not have lore, and Sister Nivea has 2 in lore. So Sister Nivea's wits and lore comes to 5, Taylene's wits and lore comes to 6. So Taylene will be the key for this lore roll, and Sister Nivea is going to, so they're both going to huddle up a bit and they're going to say, do I recognise that clicking noise? Do I recognise that speech? So then they roll and see if they can see what it is. Alright, we've got 1 hit. 1 hit and nothing anywhere else means that they will know who it is, but they don't know very much about them. We could push it and see if we can find out more about them. So we've got 1 hit, so we know that it's the lizard folks. We take 1 will damage as we're digging our heads and trying to scratch, but we do know more about them and we get a will point. So Taylene takes 1 point of wits damage, gets 1 will point, but we know who they are and what sort of people they are. Now, we can just leave them there, or we can go in and talk to them or see what they've got. We could trade. Maybe they might have torches, because I don't think they see in the dark, so they might have torches. How they'd move the torches through the water, I don't know, but they might have torches. We could do torches, we can trade, we have got some metal stuff. Nemena has a couple of swords. We've got that crowbar, might have to trade because they can't make metal, so they need metal. I mean, Taylene could give away her short sword, she never uses it. Alright, we will open the door, moving in, hands up saying, don't be surprised, hello? Or maybe we'll knock on the door, we'll knock on the door and then knock on the door and then open the door. Now, do we want, I'm going to do it straight. So this is to say, are they hazardous or not? Now there's a table here, which is helpful or hazardous, red suit, black suit, 2 to 4 is neutral, and then we've got mildly helpful, helpful. We'll take that as their disposition, so how they're feeling, and then we can try and make a, then we'll gauge how many hits we need on sort of a talking emotional roll to try and convince them not to have a combat and do a trade with us, because we'd really like some torches. So they are in a bad mood. Alright, so they are triumphs up and ready for fighting. So Taylene is going to, what skill has Taylene or any of them got? So it's going to be in the empathy. We've got performance and manipulation. Taylene has neither. Nemena has 1 for manipulation. And Sister Nivea has 1 for the manipulation. So, but Sister, oh no, her nose has repaired. So she no longer has a -1 for manipulation. So, Nemena actually has a better empathy than both Taylene. So Nemena is the one who's going to step forward with shield and sword. For some reason, she's got a better empathy. She's going to step forward and she is going to talk to them and attempt to, so she's got 1 for manipulation. She's basically going to try talking to them as slowly as possible, and Sister Nivea is going to help and try and talk them down. We need, so that was, what was that? So that was a 9 of spades, which is quite high. So I may even say we will need 3 hits to get them to trade. 2 hits and we are on a sort of neutral stance with them. Anything less than 2 hits and we've got a combat's going to kick off. So, stepping in, we will let Nemena use Taylene. Well, Nemena can push, an NPC can push, just an NPC doesn't have any will points. What do we get? We get nothing. Now, if we do this, if we push it, then we are going to take 2 will points damage. wits damage, which may not be worth it. Now there's 3 of them, because there is 3 of us. It's not our fault Sister Nivea is a bloody pacifist, and they have tridents. So what I think he's going to do with that roll is Nemena is basically just acting too aggressively. She's behind her shield, she's acting aggressively. They get really antsy, and we're going to do a card pull. It's going to be the lowest of these. If it is black, they're going to attack us. Do they attack us? Yes. Okay. So Nemena's moving in. Taylene has her hand on her bow just in case. Sister Nivea is standing to the side. Sister Nivea may need to get involved in this, and we will have the lizards are going to kick off and fight us. So we are all at, so Nemena and them are near, so we're all at near. We're not at arm's reach. The Saurons are going to act aggressive and are going to attack us because they see we've got stuff and they want the stuff. So give us a second and I'll write down their stats. Alright, what we'll say is because how would they be seeing down here? The only thing that I can think that they would see be down here because of the water is that they've got some form of light source. So they might have some form of lamp that uses glowing lichen that can be replaced, and then some spare glowing lichen. So like a lamp but without oil might work, because oil would get wet and it wouldn't work. So we have them coming into charge to attack us. We will use the advanced combat cards because they are not monsters, and we will roll initiative. The Saurians will have a single initiative, and our lot will have 1 each. So we will go. The Saurians go on 5. Nemena goes last. Taylene goes afterward, goes just before. Sister Nivea. Okay, so making sense. They kick off by going first, and then we got Nivea going next. Then we have Taylene, and then we have Nemena. So because Nemena is stepping up, Nemena is at near range. In fact, all of them are probably at near range. Sister Nivea would be slightly behind. There'd be Taylene and Nemena standing at the front. We'd probably say, is this room big enough that the 3 Saurons can attack at once? No. Okay, so only 2 of them are going to attack. So 2 at the front are going to step forward, and they are going to do an action. So we'll shuffle these advanced combat cards, and we will see what the Saurons are going to do to Nemena and Taylene. Maneuver and attack. So we've got, alright, so we have got that they've done a maneuver, which I think there's a thing called a hook. I'm going to look up hook and find out what that is. Alright, so the hook weapon can be used to shove someone. So we have the maneuver. So because they're doing a maneuver, so one of them is going to attack and the other one is going to try and shove. So we have, who's going to attempt to be shoved? Nemena is 1 to 3, 5, 6. So they're going to attempt to shove Taylene, which is to knock Taylene to the ground. So you try to put, so we'll do that one first. You try to push your enemy to the ground. Roll melee. A weapon with hook feature or shield can be used. If your opponent has higher strength than you, 2 hits are required to succeed, otherwise 1 is enough. If the attack is successful, your opponent falls to the ground and is prone. However, see the steady feet talent. Any additional have no effect. Your opponent can dodge to avoid your shove. Parrying a shove requires a shield. Right, so we have one of the Saurons is going to attempt to shove Taylene. Catch Taylene's feet and get Taylene to fall down. Taylene has a strength of 3. It has a strength of 4. It has 4 for its strength. It has 1 for the trident. It has 2 for melee. It needs 1 hit to knock Taylene to the ground. It has 1 hit. So Taylene is going to attempt to dodge, which Taylene can do for free because Taylene has the fast footwork. Now fast footwork means that she can attempt to dodge, which is a 4 for agility and a 2 for maneuver. for move rather. So Taylene is going to attempt to dodge out the way as it lunges forwards and attempts to hook Taylene's feet. Taylene fails to dodge out the way. Taylene is hooked and falls to the ground. So she's gone free, so she's on the ground, so she could stand, but she can't. Then she'd need to ready a weapon, but she couldn't fire a weapon. So Taylene has been knocked to the ground. As Taylene is knocked to the ground, the other is going to attempt to stab at Nemena. It again has 4 for its strength, 2 for its melee, 1 for the trident. Nemena can parry, but then she's going to be at distance and not be able to step forward and attack because it is at near range, not at arm's length. It gets 1 hit. Nemena may take that 1 hit and hope her armor is going to deal with it instead of parrying, because if she parries she can't close distance and then attack it. So that would be 2 points of damage if it gets through. So she has chainmail, which is only 3 because it's a stabbing pointed weapon, and she has a shield which is a 1. She needs to get 1 hit to be safe. She gets none, so she takes 2 points of strength damage, taking her. Would it be better? No, too late. I said it. So she takes 2 points of strength damage as the stab goes in, which means that she's only got 3 strength technically left at this point. Now, Sister Nivea could step in on her turn and do a healing on Nemena. So that's done that, that's done that. Now, we're now on to Sister Nivea's turn. So Sister Nivea is going to step forwards. She has, at the moment, she is going to use her magical healing to heal Nemena's wounds. Now she has Path of the Healing 2. She would get 1 healing for each hit. She has taken 2 damage, so she does need to roll 2 for the power. First off, we roll the dice to see if the spell even works as she steps in behind Nemena. Yes, it does, and so the pool goes to 2. Just to remind you, we're using dice pool like a drama clock. Each time she casts a spell beyond the first, so she gets 1 free spell every day, and then we have a clock, and then so the next spell she'd attempt to cast would also work, technically speaking. If a 1 is rolled, she can no longer cast spells for the rest of the day until she's had a long rest, as they say in a certain game system that's gone out of vogue. So she has, she can heal, so it automatically goes off. It's being cast with a power of 2, which means it will heal 2 automatically. She then rolls 2 dice. On a 1, there's a mishap. On a 6, it overpowers and heals extra. So she doesn't actually have to roll. Oh no, it needs to be cast at power 2, which means it has to have 2 dice. Otherwise, she could cast it at power 1. 1 hit. Okay, so that means it heals 3 points of damage instantly on Nemena, but she's only got 2 damage, and no mishap goes off. So Nemena is back to full. Nemena is feeling fine. Sister Nivea has got out some materials, has rubbed them in her hands, grabbed her shoulders from behind, forced her healing energies into Nemena, and then staggered back feeling a bit tired. Nemena has, who's going next? Oh, Taylene. Taylene goes next. Taylene is going to roll, attempt to stand up. That's her quick action. She then can have a slow action. She could ready her bow, but that means she can do nothing. She couldn't even dodge until next round when she's attempting to shoot. She will ready her bow, I guess, and then if she has to dodge again, it all goes to Burton. But she is going to attempt to ready her bow to shoot because she can't actually shoot. So i.e. she gets an arrow out, notches it, and then is ready to fire next round. Nemena is going to use her quick action to close distance. and then she is going to smash the Saurian, which means the other one can attack her as well next round. Smash the Saurian who attacked her in the face, hopefully. She gets 5 for her strength. She has 3 for melee. And she's using her lovely longsword, which gives her +2. So she strides in and attempts. She can't use. She can't try and swing it to get extra damage because she's closing the distance into arm's reach. She gets 1 hit, but if she pushes, her sword is going to take 1 damage. So that's 2. She might take that 1 damage on her sword and push all of this lot and see what she can come up with. Right, so what did she come up with? So she takes 2 damage herself in the process. Sister Nivia's going to be right annoyed, but she does an extra 3 points on it. So she gets 2 for the first hit, 3, 4, 5 points. That will kill it straight off. But in the process, she twists, she pulls her arm and does 2 points of damage on herself. And her longsword has gone down, has been chipped hard as it comes crashing down on this thing's scales. So it's taken, what's that? 2, 3, 4, 5. So it's taken 5 points of strength damage. It does have scaly armor, which is a armor of 3. It doesn't defend against anything. So the one which stabbed Nemena strides in, pushes her, slides the trident across the shield as she steps in, and just hacks in so hard we can see sparks and a chip of a sword comes off as it cleaves into the shoulder blade of the Sauron, cutting through the scales that protect it and hacking deep through into its collarbone and into its upper chest. Green goo oozes from its mouth as she withdraws the sword and steps back and readies herself for the next lot of attacks. She's now in close range with them. Does a trident? They would have to back up to get a hit, I reckon, because a trident's not going to be able to attack in close. She's close up with her sword, and they've got a trident. They need distance, so they're going to have to back away. So back to them. Are they still attacking? Red, yes. No. Okay. So they're starting to back into the water and looking a bit nervous. But we will give them. We'll see if we roll anything which is manoeuvre, then there's a chance that one of them might run away because they've just seen Nemena, though they don't know Nemena can't do that again, cleave into one of them and basically we've got to wait and defend. Alright, so they are going to attempt to defend themselves. So they're backing into the water, so they're going to back away and they are going to pause for defence. So both of them are going to back away and pause to defend themselves, who are standing. So one's on the floor, 2 of them back into the water, they're splashing into the water up to their knees, and they're defending with the tridents ready to try and get away. So they can roll defensive rolls. So we have Taylene, no, we have Sister Nivia. Sister Nivia, so she attempts to heal Nemena again. Alright, let's test this. So Sister Nivia is going to sigh, and she's going to go, "You people are draining me." No, that's fine. So she can cast this one. So that means the pool goes to 3 dice. She is going to cast it again. She needs to cast it out of power with a 2, a 1. So there's a mishap. So it casts, it heals Nemena full, and then something is going to happen to Sister Nivia. We need to roll on the mishaps table. Magical mishaps. Hopefully she doesn't get consumed by demons, because that is going to suck. Brains. 25. Your spell drains your energy, inflicting 1 point of damage to agility. Alright, so she is going to screech as Sister Nivia takes 1 agility damage, leaving her on 2 agility. Okay, she is not happy. It backfired, though Nemena is alright. So that was Sister Nivia. Then we have Taylene. Taylene had readied, so Taylene gets to aim. Taylene aims. Because it hacked into Nemena twice, Taylene is going to fire. Taylene has an agility of 4. Taylene has a marksmanship of 2. Taylene has a short bow of 2. Taylene got to aim, which is what her fast action is going to be aiming, and Taylene is going to attempt to put an arrow into the one that tripped her up. She gets 1 hit, and with all of these ones, she is not going to push. So 1 hit doing 1 point of damage as the arrow goes into one of the Saurons and is stopped by its scales and pings off and falls to the ground. Taylene feels a bit pathetic. It could have dived to the ground. Nemena, on Nemena's turn, Nemena is going to stride in. Nemena is fully healed again. Nemena is going to close distance. They are going to dodge. The one that attacked Taylene that she just shot at, she's going to close into it quite swiftly and attempt to slash that one. She's got 5. She only has 1 for the sword. She has 3 for her melee. She can't swing because she closed distance into arm's reach with them. What do we have? Is that no hits? She could push, but she's going to take 1 point of damage again. It's no hits, so she's going to push. She's going to push because otherwise... what do we get? We only got 1 hit, and she's going to take 2 points of strength damage. Nothing on the weapon though. So 1 hit. So 1 hit, which is 2 points of damage into it. It's got armor of 3. And then she takes 2 strength damage. I'll knock that off first, otherwise I'll forget. 2 points go through. Okay, it gets hacked into 2 points. It screeches. They had backing away and waiting. I think this is a very likely, so we take the highest. Are they going to leg it? No, they're not. They don't. They stand and fight. Okay, it's their turn. They stand and fight. They decide one's gone down, one's been hit. They're not going to desert at this point, and they're going to attempt to keep fighting. Attack and defend, so they are going to hold an action ready to defend. That one could have defended, couldn't it? Oh well, too late. I'll remember it this time though. But they were both going to attack. They need to back away to attack Nemena, which one of them will back away and attack Nemena, so it can't dodge. The other one is going to attempt to attack Taylene. So Nemena first. It is going to attempt to attack Nemena. This one has a 2, which is the one who attacked Nemena. It has a 2 for melee and a 1 for its trident. It gets 1 hit. Jammy thing. So it gets 1 hit, which is 2 points of damage. Nemena can't defend because no, it's a new round. Nemena, so it backed away and stabbed. Nemena is going to attempt to parry against this one. Nemena, is she going to attempt to parry, or will she just hope for? No, she's going to hope her armor can take it. And if it can't, she's stuffed. So this is 2 points of damage. So she needs, if she gets attacked, or should she parry it? If she parry it, no, she's going to parry it because she's on 3 points. She'll have to parry it, and that means she can't. I mean, she have to. Mind you, you can't back away any further. It's going to be in the water. So she's got 3 for strength, 3 for melee, and her shield is at 1. Attempting to parry this, she needs 2 to cover the damage. She gets 1. So she gets 1, but she's not going to take anything else. So 1 point goes through, which means that she gets 3 and a 4 because it's chainmail, so it's a stab. But the chainmail covers it, but chainmail sadly takes 1 point of damage, taking the chainmail to 5 points instead of 6. But all of the damage, so she covers it with a shield, blocking the thing in, and then it scrapes across the front of her chest. as she attempts to turn from the blow. Yes, but it would have backed away, so she can close in and it can't get away from that point afterwards. Then we have Taylene. Taylene is going to ready her bow, one action, and then she is going to shoot at the other one that isn't engaged with Nemena. It can attempt to dive out of the way. She has a 4 for her agility, a 1 for her a 2 for her marksmanship, and a 2 for the bow. Is that right? Marksmanship, Taylene is 2. Oh, I was wrong. I thought she only had 1 for marksmanship. And a 2 for her short bow. She is atrocious. The arrow goes skitting off into the back of the room, and the creature looks a bit confused. Sister Nivea is nothing done with her. Oh, Nemena should have been. Nemena shouldn't have gone yet. No, Nemena parried. So now it's Nemena's turn, isn't it? Nemena steps up to close distance with that Saurian that she's been fighting. Now we're going to do. And now this is. Have they had enough? Are they going to leg it? Yes. Yes, they definitely had enough. On their turn, they're going to attempt to get away. So we'll give them a move roll. Do they have move? Nope, but they do have an agility of 3. They're going to attempt to escape and dive into the water and get away. Nemena is going to get away, so that's what they're going to attempt to do now. They're going to attempt to dive into the water and get away. Nemena has can do a hit on them. If they fail, Taylene can get a shot on them if they fail, but then they'll get away. So the one that's taken 2 points of damage fails, so Nemena gets to take a shot on him, hit on him. The one who's had no damage yet fails, so Taylene can shoot an arrow. So the one who is diving out of the way, and Nemena is going to try and hack it. It cannot dodge this because it is running away. She gets that longsword. Come on. She could, no, she's not going to push it, she's going to take. So she gets 1 hit, which is 2 points of damage. It can't dodge it. It gets its back leg hacked off as it's diving into the water. It reels around as the water turns this weird murky green colour, and it then stops thrashing as Taylene draws a bead on the other one. 2, 2, and 2. 2 for the short bow, 2 for marksmanship, 4 for agility. Oh wow. Does 1 hit, 2 hits. Short bow does 1 point of damage. Oh, it does still have, the other one does still have armour. So let's do the other one's armour. 1 point, but we'll say that the 2 points and it lost its leg. This one doesn't take 2 points of damage. Armour, no, it takes 1 point of damage as the arrow embeds itself into the back of its neck, and it dives into the water and it is gone. And we then go quiet and cross off a time slot for a combat which kicked off. Sister Nivea is going to attempt to, she can't heal herself, she's going to attempt to heal, so there's no point doing a healing roll, so she's going to attempt to heal Nemena. Yep, that's fine, no ones. So that will go to a pool of 4. Wow, we haven't gone this far so far. She has 2 dice because she needs to heal 2 points of damage. Everything's fine, no overload. Nemena is healed. Taylene is gonna. Taylene actually has got no wits. Wits isn't this. I think this only heals agility. Oh, is there a spell? Is there magic that will do? All right, so she can actually do this without overpowering, but she does. I'm sorry. You don't know what I'm talking about. Taylene took 1 wits damage, which she can use cleansing spirit to heal. Its power level is 1, so she doesn't need to spend 2. So she can do up to 2 power level, but automatically it's a 1. She doesn't need to spend extra, so she doesn't need to roll any dice. She can just automatically heal 1 point without needing to roll any dice. But she still has to roll a pull to see if she's got the energy to do it. No, she doesn't. So she's out. So she goes to heal Taylene, and she's, oh, I'm really sorry, darling. All of that healing your big mate, God, that's completely knackered me today. I'm really sorry. So that basically, Sister Nivea is out of spells for the day. So instead, she is going to just do a healing roll and tend to people's wounds. We will then, how long have we been going for? Oh, ages. We are going to, so we will have, I'll make a note, we're going to have an artifact further down. So if there's a second level artifact, at some point with all these doors, there's going to be some stairs going down, and we'll call that, it's going to be 3rd level, last level, and there'll be an artifact down there. So if there's some monster, it will have an artifact in the room with it, so we've got something to earn the monster. I think that's it. So we've sorted ourselves out, we're tidying ourselves up, we're going to search their stuff. We are going to say that they have a lantern of some description, because they must have had some form of light source and they legged it. So we will say that we have a lantern, and we have two or three. So reds 3, blacks 2. And I'll look up to see, let's look up and see how long a lantern lasts for. Oh, a lamp oil will last for a quarter of a day. So that means that they can have light for a quarter of a day. So we've got 2 quarters of a day worth of light. So we don't have to use torches anymore. The torches are fine. We can keep going until the night time and exploring this place. And we are going to search here, which we sadly have not got the wits that we used to have, because a scouting is going to be 4 dice, 2 for skill, 1. We've definitely got 1 hit, because we've got 2 bodies. Nothing else. So we've got the lantern, and we can have 1. Because they didn't get any hits. The lowest of these, is it not precious? The other one, the next one down. Yes, it is. Look at that. So we have a carried, where's the thing? Here it is. It's not valuable, that's it. It's not a precious carried, it's a valuable carried. Not simple. Carried, valuable find. On the Sarons we have the equivalent of 55. One's wearing silver earrings worth 13 silver. One is wearing silver earrings worth 13 silver. It's getting lucrative, but it's getting dangerous. Alright, so we will call it there. We've explored a bit more of the dungeon of this 2nd level. We are on our way down. At the end of this quarter, we'll still need to do food. We've still got 2 hours left of the day before we start moving into the evening. And we are on this 2nd level and exploring this, what was a prison, but it doesn't seem to be very prisonist. Maybe it was used for something else as well. Thank you so much for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed that. I really like Forbidden Lands. I like Forbidden Lands quite a bit. I've never been much for fantasy, but I actually really like Forbidden Lands. Thank you so much for watching. If you're a subscriber, thank you so much for being a subscriber. If you're not a subscriber, do consider subscribing. Thank you so much for the support of the Adventurers Guild. I very much appreciate it. If you'd like to join the Adventurers Guild, we can stick a link up there for you to join the Adventurers Guild. You can support me if you wish to. There's also a coffee thanks you could get for me, which would be lovely. Buy me a coffee. That'd be great. I could do with a coffee right now. We'll leave it at that. Thank you very much. And I will see you next week for more Forbidden Lands. Do tune in tomorrow for what to do if your session goes bad. See ya.